This year, instead of doing an in-person houseplant class, we decided to do 3 videos on easy to care for houseplants. I'm Eva, and I'll be discussing pothos and its lookalikes. Before we discuss these plants though, I want to go over 2 very important rules when it comes to houseplant care, and that is that they're not stagnant decorations, so you just need to expect change. And secondly, we all make mistakes, whether you're an indoor gardener or an outdoor gardener, gardening for 1 year, gardening for 50, we all make mistakes, and that's really how we all learn. So learn from your mistakes and have a little fun. The first plant we'll be discussing today is the pothos. Its optimal environment would be an indirect bright light situation that stays, between around 60 to 70 degrees. But the great thing about the pothos is that it actually can take a wide range of environments. In terms of light, it can go brighter. I wouldn't put it in any kind of really direct western or southwestern sun in the summertime because it might burn its leaves, but you could take it 5 feet back from that kind of a window and it would love it there. And then at the other end of the spectrum, in more of a medium to medium low light situation, it won't put on as much growth, but it will still, be in that space and grow more slowly. It can go into temperatures of like 50 to 55, which is great for the winter time. And lastly, watering. Though it would like to get moderately dry before you give it a nice soaking water, if you forget to water it and it dries out completely, it will forgive you and kind of bounce back once you do remember to water it. The most important thing when you go to water a pothos is that if it's moderately dry or bone dry, you want to give it a really soaking water. So that way that the soil rehydrates. Once it gets dry, soil doesn't rehydrate very well. So it's important to not just give it a little bit. It's important to bring it to your sink and give it a really good soaking water. The second plant I wanted to discuss is the philodendron. So the philodendron is very similar looking to the pothos, and it has extremely similar care. I would say the only thing that might make this a little bit different in terms of care is that it can probably take even a lower light situation than the pothos, and certainly a lower light situation than the variegated pothos. And we'll go into variegation a little bit later in this video. But the heartleaf philodendron has a little bit of a different look, with its leaves being more pronounced downwards, whereas the pothos has more of an upward shaping leaf. And I would say the philodendron is a little bit more clear in its heart shape. So a very beautiful plant. You can see that both of these grow very fast. This is a 6-inch container. This is a 4-inch container. And so if you give it the appropriate amount of light, you'll see growth extremely fast. If you're putting it in more of a medium to low light situation, you will see less growth. The final plant that I want to discuss is the silver satin pothos, or its Latin is Scindapsus pictus. Now this plant has this beautiful silver variegation. And because of this, it really does better in a bright, indirect bright light place. Just like a variegated pothos would really do better in that situation as well. Basically, variegation is the lack of photosynthesis in those locations where you see the whiter color, or in this case, the more silver color. So if you're putting it in a more medium to low light place, it's gonna make it harder, even harder for it to produce food for itself. So if you don't want it to revert to something like this, if we're talking about a pothos, you wanna put your variegated pothos in a bright, indirect light place. And the silver satin pothos is very variegated throughout the whole plant. So it's very important to really put this in a bright, indirect place so that it performs for you at its best ability. Lastly, I just want to discuss how to incorporate these plants into your home. You want to find the perfect environment for them, or an environment where they can still succeed in that kind of more medium light place. And then what do you do with them? One option is to hang them in one of these nice hangers like this, so that their trailing vines can hang over. Secondly, you could put it on a nice high shelf like this, and have the vines hang over like this as well. And lastly, and kind of one of the more fun things to do, is to put it on a high table like this next to a wall or a doorway, and work it up along the wall and around the doorway with these clear clips. So you're kind of creating a jungle effect with these plants, which is really fun, because if you do have the right light, they are going to grow pretty fast. So these clear clips are great because you wouldn't really see them, and then you can just tuck the vine right into them like this and work them up your wall, around a doorway, and create kind of that jungle feel. So thank you for tuning in to our first Houseplants 101 video. Our second video will be out shortly, and it'll be about 3 types of ferns. Until then, happy growing.